Hey everybody, Congressman Mark Green. Welcome to Whiteboard Wednesday. This week we're going to start another three-part series. There's a military philosopher who used to say, know yourself and know your opponent. You don't have to fear 1,000 battles. Well, as we wrestle things out in Washington, D.C., it's important to know who we are and who our opponents are. And on our side, you've got the conservatives and libertarians, and on the other side, you've got socialists and communists. And obviously, if AOC is talking about universal rent control, that's right out of Karl Marx. Now, I will say, not all Democrats are socialists or communists. And, of course, we've got our rhinos. First, let's talk about government and how we conceptualize government. You know, on our side, we see government as being very small, limited in scope by the Constitution, and in control of states. So let's push power down to the states and localities. On the other side, they want a centralized power in Washington, D.C., making all of the decisions, large, expansive control over everything. The other thing we need to look at is how we view individuals. Well, personal responsibility, for example. We think it ought to be the individual's responsibility to take care of themselves, and they reap the repercussions of their decisions. They think big government needs to be the protector, and that's why they hand out heroin needles for addicts. Speech. We want free speech, completely open. They want cancel culture. You can't say anything if it's not in line with what they believe. The origins of our rights. On our side, we believe that God, the Creator, gives us our rights. They, of course, think they come from government, and proof of that is one of their most recent pieces of legislation actually pulled religious freedoms out of previously written law. Meaning they get to decide what religious freedoms you can have. Of course, life, we believe it begins at conception, you know, that thing called DNA, and they think sometime after birth, I guess, because now they're writing laws about, you know, let's deliver the baby, and while you're delivering it, you can kill it. Guns and other bills of rights stuff, of course, we believe that self-protection is an individual's right given to them by God, and of course, the ability to stop tyranny. Of course, they think that only government and law enforcement should have guns, and now they want to defund them. Defund the police, defund the Pentagon. When you kind of look at all of this, you also have to kind of decide what your identity is. So as you build a philosophy or an ideology, where do you get your identity? And two specific areas we should look at are race and religion. Of course, for us, we believe that everybody is equal, that we're Americans first. And in religion, we think that you can have any religion you want or none at all. On the other side, they incite division as they undo the concept of America. And of course, they want no public discourse on religion. I'll talk more about some of that in part 2 and part 3. I hope you'll join me. That's knowing ourselves and knowing our opponent. Thanks for joining me. Whiteboard Wednesday.